Alright. Sup, guys? Alright. Let's go. It's time to show you guys how Jojo is. What Jojo's All-Star Battle is. Jojo Kimi o Naboken All-Star Battle. This game is for PS3. Obviously. I have the case. I don't know if you guys can see it. But obviously it's for PS3. I'm not going to explain much about it because it's already out and YouTube videos are out for that game. If you're a JoJo fan, you've probably already bought it and you don't need this shit. But I'm going to go over this anyway because you guys need to understand how this game is, installing it, etc. Because there are some people still who are asking me questions on PSN about this. Again, if anybody's here on the stream, just notify me whether or not if the stream is going bad or not. But I'm going to explain exactly what you need to do in order to get this game. So this is my Hong Kong account. This is not my actual Japanese account. Now, you can get the game either one of two ways. You get the disc copy version, which is what I have here, or you could get the digital version. Let me go into PSN store now so you guys can see how I do this. Also, I'm showing you guys my stick just to make sure when we get into training mode, I have to tell you guys how to play this game and my button setup and everything. But that's going to take a long time. I want you guys to understand that this is going to be a long tutorial. I actually thought about editing this and doing this not live, but I had no choice. So anywho, probably nobody's gonna see this either, but it's okay. I'll upload this to YouTube as well. But anyway, this is my PSN for Hong Kong. You can also do this for Japan as well, only it's a bit difficult for the Japanese version because you have to actually know the katakana. The katakana should be listed on the side of the cover here. I don't know if you guys can see it. You probably can't see it. Let me see if I can get a flashlight or something. But the katakana is actually somewhere there. If you can see it. You just need to put in those katakanas right there. If I can fucking get this to shine properly. But there's katakana on the case that says Jojo. You want to just put that in if you're using the Japanese version. But the easier one and the cheaper one to do is the Hong Kong version because they actually let you do this. Yeah. All the information. Now, this is the full game. 449 Hong Kong dollars. Do not worry. This is not 449 Hong Kong dollars. Well, okay, yes, it is 449 Hong Kong dollars. It's just not 449 US dollars. There we go. It's actually really cheap. I think it's cheaper than the actual Japanese version of the game that you get on Japanese PSN. And it's the same Japanese version. It's a Japanese version of the game. It fucking says it in the title. So you could buy it here. You could buy it on PlayAsia. You could buy it on eBay. You could go to your local game store. Or you could go, not your local game store, but your local import store and get it. And the other thing I'm going to tell you guys to do is, if I can find it here among the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure or all this fucking shit, if I can find it. See, these are your campaign modes. You want to fucking download these now. The reason why it's not shown that it's downloaded here, because the nifty thing about having the Hong Kong version, you can also download the Japanese versions and it will play fine because it's a Japanese version. But anyway, you want to download all three of these campaign modes. It's going to show me doubles of these, aren't they? Yeah. There's your free characters, and then there's also the game. I'm trying to find the other campaign modes. That's another character. These are all characters, DLC that you could buy and everything. That's old Joseph. Showing me doubles of this shit. That's Lisa. And then that's Fatty. I'm trying to find the other two campaign modes. It's probably not here. Or I keep looking for it. But I don't know. I think they actually took them off. I think they did. Wow. Okay. Did they, or they're here? They must be here. I'm not tripping. I better not be tripping. Oh shit! They did. They did. You can alright, so you can no longer download the campaign 1 and 2, but you can download campaign 3. Campaign 3 is actually the one you want to download. By the way, if anybody can tell me whether or not the stream is actually working, but regardless, they don't have campaign 1 and 2 anymore. They only have campaign 3, so you guys are going to be missing out. If somebody does find campaign 1 and 2, let me know, but other than that, you want to download campaign 3. You want to download campaign 3. There's a reason why I'm stressing you download campaign 3, and I'll get to that later. But we're going to back out of all of this. And assuming you have an actual USPSN, because this is what we're doing. Thanks. Thanks, Thunderhawk. But, yeah, assuming you also have a USPSN, obviously, because you must have one if you're buying this game outside of the States. You log into it, right? This is my actual account that I have here, whatever, right? And whether or not you downloaded the game or not, or whether or not you bought a disc copy, which is what I have, you open the game. Open the game. Open the game. Now, for those of you who are doing this for the first time, I hope you know that you guys had to have downloaded the campaign 3. I'm not going to tell you until we get to explain the menus and everything. Let me also turn down my TV so that way it doesn't echo. All that Japanese shit doesn't matter. Speedwagon is telling you Japanese shit, that shit doesn't matter. Just think Speedwagon, wa kuru, something. I forget the fucking line, but just think he's retreating coolly or some shit. It doesn't matter. Then you have your advertisements here, just mash. And then it's going to load your trophy data. See, it says loading trophy data and all that shit in Japanese. So it's just like doing a regular game. And then this is going to pop up, which is like, oh, don't turn off the game or plug out the AC adapter while Koichi's being read by fucking Rohan. Pretty much that fucking picture right there is your loading shit and your saving shit. Now, oh, by the way, fuck you. Telling me also wear a condom. Shit. Anyway, this is your opening here. I'm not gonna play this forever. Alright. So let's see. Everything still looks fine. Stop telling me it's the first fucking time. Shit. I understand I made that joke. You need to stop. I tried to make you mod. I will make you mod later, Thunderhog. Just give me a minute to fucking show these people how to play this. Alright, so that whole loading process... Well, Speedwagon continues speaking. But yeah, that whole loading process for the start screen was it trying to connect to the internet. It connects to the internet for campaign mode, which I'll get to later, because that's actually the last thing I'm going to cover. But pretty much that title screen that you saw, I'll go back to it too. Shut up, Speedwagon. Now, this title screen right here, this is for Campaign 3. If you do not have this title screen with old Joseph and Lisa, if you do not have this shit, you need to go download Campaign 3. Like, if you don't have it, you'll probably have all the original cast of characters instead of this. Download fucking Campaign 3. This is the screen you're supposed to be seeing at the moment. I won't bully Speedwagon, I'm sorry. I won't bully Speedwagon. I'll let him speak over me, I'm sorry. Oh yeah, the game is loud. I'm gonna probably mess with the options a little bit to just do that. Because it's a bit louder than me. So I'll turn the voice down. And the SE down a little bit. Is it that loud now? Is it loud now or no? Alright, good. Also, or if you're watching this later, make sure it at least doesn't have the entire regular cast in the background. Okay. So this is your menu shit right here. You have your story mode, your campaign mode, your versus mode, your practice mode, your customized mode, your gallery mode, and your options. Options is where we went to lower the volume. But I'm going to go everything from the top down except for campaign mode. I'm going to leave that for last. Now, story mode, it's self-explanatory. You don't need Japanese. You don't. Pretty much you have Part 1, Phantom Blood. Part 2, Battle Tendency. Part 3, Stardust Crusaders. Part 4, Diamond is not Crash. Diamond is Unbreakable. However the fuck you say it. Part 5, Golden Wind. Ventura, oh no. However the fuck you say it. Part 6, Stone Ocean. Part 7, Steel Ball Run. And this you unlock after you've played every other story mode, which is Jojolian. I'm not going to explain any of the story modes. I'll let you guys figure it out for yourself. But pretty much the whole process of going through story mode is that you get a wall of text, fight this guy, wall of text, fight this guy, wall of text, fight final boss, end. That's it. When you press X, when you fucking press X, and load this shit, you get your battles here. These won't be here unless you beat each mission that follows. There's secret missions and everything that you could do that references back to the PS2 versions of the game, like the PS2 version of Golden Wind, which is on the PS2, and the PS2 version of Phantom Blood, which were only released in Japan. But they have secret missions and secret factors or whatever that you could do. But this does not contribute to unlocking characters. To unlock characters in the game, you just need to beat each story mode. That's all you need to do. Now, let's see here. So, pretty much it's self-explanatory. There's nothing to explain here. You just play through each story mode, unlock your characters, that's it. Now, versus. This is where I'm going to explain why you need to download the campaign patch. This is part of the reason. Okay? There are two options here. There is the calm. If you notice it, it says calm in English. That's all you need to notice. You don't need the Japanese katakana and hiragana. You just need the calm. This is going to lead you to your local battles, Chris G. Whatever the fuck you want to call local battles. You have player versus player, and calm versus calm. Or like I would call it, JoJo's ASB All-Star Battle League, whatever. But pretty much, these are your local play or whatever. The one we're going to be talking about, if you're playing this game by yourself, is the PlayStation Network one. As you can see it in English. Like, this is very English friendly right here. You go here, and there are three options, I believe. There is the first option, which is, I believe, search. This will... Shut up, Ringo. Real Man's World, whatever. But pretty much, the first option, I believe, is your search. The first option of the first option, which is your searching criteria. This pretty much searches for your rank battles. No options, guided, anything. This searches for your rank battles. I'm not going to do one because I'm going to be on stream and I don't want to lag. The second one is your search criteria. Your second one is pretty much ranked or unranked. I believe this is your round time, how many rounds you want for each battle. And the last one is the time. These two are just search criteria for round and time. And then this one is ranked or unranked. And then there's another option which I do not know. But I know these two are ranked and unranked. Then your last option is the player match ones. These are the ones that you're going to be doing if you want to play against friends, which I recommend you do. You find people that you want to play in this game that are on the Western, or I don't know, Western, or wherever you live. You find people who also have this game wherever you live, and you play them. And the player matches are pretty much where you're going to set up everything. There are no player lobbies. There are no lobbies in this game. It's one-on-one. So there's no spectator mode, no nothing, because you're facing off against somebody else. There's no lobbies, etc. There's your rounds, your time, and your private slot if you want to invite somebody, etc. I'm just gonna show the option after that, just to let you know. I'm gonna create this room. You have your square button here. Your square button adjusts your headset if you want it on or off. If you want to mute, your triangle button I believe, is your kick button. I don't know. It's if you want to kick somebody. Your X button is whenever another player is in there, you click X to be ready for battle. The L1 button is to invite somebody into the game, or to invite somebody to open the game. But this is pretty much the L1 button invites somebody into the game. And yeah, I want to cancel that. And the R2 button doesn't do anything for me, but I don't think you'll need the R2 button. It's just the L1 button to invite somebody. Yes. I want to cancel. Now the second option is instant search. I think the search is for like ghost battles or some shit, or player lobbies. Not player lobbies, player matches. I'm not gonna do that though. The second option is, I believe, ranked, unranked, or whatever. You're not gonna mess with this option that much. And then the third one searches for a battle too. It makes your own lobby, and somebody will join it for you. Pretty much the second option always instantly brings up a lobby, so that way you have it so somebody can join you, or you'll instantly join someone's lobby. This is to insta play somebody. But this one is usually where all your options are going to be for your ranked matches, your unranked matches, your player matches, etc. Remember that. The last option, which you'll never use because you shouldn't really care about, is the leaderboards. I'm not going to click that because, okay, I'm going to click that. These are all your fucking leaderboards and shit that you don't need. And that's it. That's your versus mode. Now, the reason why I said you needed the campaign patch is because that is the only way you will also be able to play online. If you do not download the campaign patch, Campaign 3 is the recent one at this moment. If you do not download that, you will not be able to play online. You will not be able to play campaign mode. You will be stuck by yourself playing this game locally. And if you want to enjoy this game fully, I recommend you download the campaign patch. But, you know, that's all I'm saying, because if you don't download it, you're not going to be able to enjoy the game fully, and you're going to be missing out on a lot of content. Next is your practice mode. Practice mode is self-explanatory, and I'm going to also show you the character screen. By the way, those two people are from part 2. I'm not going to explain about them. But pretty much this is your character select screen. This is all the characters that you're supposed to have if you've been following the game's downloadable content and etc. If you haven't, the first character that you should have already when you get the game is Yoshikage Kira. That comes with a DLC code, which I will show you guys here. I believe I have it here. Every retail copy of the game, which is the only reason why you get the disc version, this comes with a code for Yoshikage Kira. I don't know if you can see it because my shitty webcam camera, but pretty much I already used the code, that's why you see it on the screen, but I don't know if you guys see it or not. But this is Yoshikage Kira. You get that code if you buy the disc version of the game, I believe. I think they also give it to you if you buy the digital version. I'm not sure. But if you get the disc copy, I know guaranteed for sure you can get the Yoshikage Kira code. And that will pretty much determine where you get the rest of the game's content from. If you got a Japanese copy of the game, you need to go to the Japanese PSN store. But it really doesn't matter, because you could go to either or and it'll still work because they're both Japanese versions. But anyway, this is the only character you're supposed to have if you open the game, and if you get the Fugo free DLC that they did as an apology for the laggy ass internet connection that they had, along with the whole campaign bullshit, you get Fugo for free as well if you go to the PSN store and get him. Other than that, you will have 4 empty slots. One will be Fatty from part 4, which uses Harvest. The other one will be Iggy from part 3, which is the dog. The third one will be from this campaign, which is Lisa, and also Old Joseph. 2 of these characters should be recognizable because you've seen part 3, I hope. Anyway, you will only have the top row characters here when you first start the game. You will only have these characters here, which is all the main characters, then one of the side characters, and that's it. After that, you must play story mode so you can unlock every other character here, besides the DLC content ones. So, yeah. Now, when you go to select the character, we're going to select Jojo because he's OP. Yada yada da. You have another set of options here. You have your costumes. I currently have 2 costumes so far. These costumes you can obtain through campaign mode, which I'll explain later. Then you have your colors, which you can also obtain through campaign mode. These are your selectable colors. Then you have your Taunt 1 and your Taunt 2. Your Taunt 1 and Taunt 2s are the poses that your character does whenever he taunts and he steals your opponent's meter. And then the last one is your win pose, which is the pose that they do on the victory screen. That's all you need to know. All of this shit, by the way, is acquired through campaign mode. I will get to playing this game before doing campaign mode, so we'll come back to practice mode later. Is the stream looking okay for you guys so far? I just need to know that. Okay, I'm gonna switch to a better looking version. Just expand the screen a little bit. There we go. How's that? Is that a bit better? Because it got a little bit brighter because this game is a bit dark. Is it okay? Not getting anything from my chat? Alright, better slightly. Alright, that's the best I can do, guys. But after practice mode, we got customize. Customize mode da. Yes, Speedwagon. Customize mode, you're gonna have, I believe, 4 options. Yeah, 4 options, and you're greeted by Darby. Now, oh, it's okay-ish. Okay. Do you want it the way it was before or not? You want to just leave it the way it is? Gotta hear from my chat. I guess I'm gonna leave it like this. Alright. Anyway, moving on with the whole tutorial shit. Oh, compare. This is how it is full screen with color. This is how it is in aspect. That's how it is in aspect. That's how it is outside of aspect. Full? Alright, cool. Alright, so now you have your 4 options here. Your first option is going to be your drag down list. This list right here is all the characters in the game that you have. And when I'm gonna go to now, okay, let me explain this. This option will show you a checklist of, well, not a checklist. My bad. This one shows you your character set for like the shit that you choose on the character select screen. This one is your taunts. When you select it, you have your taunt A and your taunt B. You can also set for taunt C and taunt D if you want extra slots, but just keep it to A and B. And then this one is your victory. Your victory is set up into 4 things, A, B, C, and D, but you only need 1. Now, when you go to your taunts, there are gonna be 3 options here. This is gonna be your character saying, this is gonna be your pose, and this is gonna be your automatopoeia that you see in the manga. Now, I'll explain how you get these again in campaign mode, but pretty much I'll show you. If you press start, it will reset it to default, which I'm not gonna do. If you press square, it will let you bring out the drag down menu so you can switch to a different character. If you press triangle, this is the cool part, you actually get to see the pose and the saying of that character. So yeah, and you get to adjust the automatopoeia, shrink it down, rotate it, etc. And then this will also change the pose that your character does for his taunt. So he'll do a different pose instead. But I'm going to keep it at A because that's what it was meant for. And then this is your automatopoeia. You can change it to whatever you want. So like, and of course you have to adjust it too. But that's your customized mode. Now, the best way to know how to navigate through this, yes. The best way to know how to navigate through that first mode is if you recognize the character that you use. So, like, for example, I'll go back to it. This one is Lisa, obviously. Just the characters that you play the most, recognize them. Otherwise, you just go through the shit and press triangle, and that's gonna take a longer time. Like, I know this is Lisa because of her kanji, but I played her multiple times, so I know how the kanji is for that character. But other than that, you could just scroll through and press L1 and R1 and press triangle and see what character it is. Like, this one is Wham. But, you know, again, that's just to explain, I guess, a little bit more complexity behind the whole shit. But pretty much you press L1 and R1 to scroll through your characters, or press square for a drag down, and it'll show you what characters you want to edit their taunts and poses with. The second option is like a bigger version of the checklist that you get in campaign mode. This one is actually another drag down, which shows you all the medals and shit that you got, including alternate costumes, and you just scroll through these to see what shit that you got through campaign mode. There's like a bigger version of the checklist you have. Now, these are medals. I'll explain what medals are later, but they all have like a level up system. And the more you level up, the more quotes and manga sayings that they have. So, it's not the acquisition of getting these medals, you just need to get it one time. But if you want more sayings, more manga quotes, etc., you have to keep getting more medals if you want them to say other shit. But to get the initial taunt, pose, etc., you just need to get it once. But you press L1 and R1, or you could press square and you could scroll through all the shit that you have. Like, you could go through everything that you have here. Now, let's see. The third one is the player title. Now, this player title you also saw in the versus screen. This is what people will see when they go to play you. The one that I have is Yasuho from Part 8. Part 8, Jojo. But if you press the first option, it lets you see all the different player cards that you have. Now, these also are obtainable only through campaign mode. Now, you see why I keep saying campaign mode. That all this shit in customized mode is available through campaign mode. There's a reason why you downloaded that Campaign 3 patch for things other than just playing online. But I'll give you, I guess, English-sounding player card, which is Jotaro's one, surprisingly. Do you understand? Do you understand? Like, this one is like one that you can obtain also through in campaign mode, but you have all these different characters, and they even have characters that aren't in the game. Like, let me find it. And you'll know which one is which because when you unlock them, they'll have a exclamation point behind it. Like, that one's Pookie. You don't get Pookie initially. You get them through campaign mode. The player card. And it takes a lot of time to play them. Same with Gappy. But as you can see, now we're getting shit like George Joestar, Stroheim. I don't know who the fuck that is. I don't know my Part 1 characters. Arena, Speedwagon, etc. I'm gonna go back and put it to Yasuho, because that's how I have it. And then your second option here is your ID cards for players that you played against. Like, these are all the people that you've played against. If you press the triangle button, well, you get to hear the player card, and if you press the square button, you can set it up for, you know, old, new, sort them out and shit. If you press, I believe, the X button, that is the lock. That's the lock that you keep on there. So that way, I believe, like, after a while, it will delete some of these IDs. But if you lock it, it will keep it even after it deletes the rest of these. Like, you can, I think the option for triangle is to actually, not triangle, square is to actually delete player IDs as well if you don't want to keep them. But yeah, that's the third option in customize. And the last one is your default for when you go to the character select. Now, when you go to a character select, right, you initially have everything at default. Everything is at default for you. But if you go here, you can change it to your alternate costumes, your colors, etc. If you go to square, it'll bring down a drag down list of the characters that you have. And if you've been playing characters often, you'll know which one is which. Like, for example, I know that this one right here is Jotaro Kujo. Or this one right here is Lisa because I've played them often. But, yeah, it's just a memorization of kanji. If not, you just go through and see which one is the matching one for you for this one. But if you've been going to the first option to change up quotes and everything, you'd already know, like, pretty much which characters are which. So, yes, that's pretty much if you want to confirm your changes. That window right there. But we're done with customized mode. Now the next option we're going to go to is gallery. Now gallery I'm not going to explain much, because to really be honest with you, you're not going to see this mode very often. You're not going to want to look at artwork or whatnot. But if you are that type of person, this is why we're here. Now this last option right here is credits. You get that when you beat story mode. I'm not going to play the credits because I don't want to fucking play credits. But right here, this is your 3D models. Right here. These you can unlock either through campaign mode or by buying them in the gallery store that you have. I believe those are also where you can edit certain poses that they do. But I'm not going to go through all of that because who really goes through gallery mode. The second option is your sound test. Your third option... No, come on. That was a sound test. Your third option right here is, I believe, your 2D art. Yeah, your third option here is your 2D art. And then your fourth option here is, I believe, the history of Jojo, which I'm gonna say this right now. If you don't understand Japanese, you're not gonna get any lick of sense out of that. But shut up, man. I hated that character in part 5. But that's your story, your history of Jojo. And then this one is the gallery store. This is where you use the money that you get in-game, the in-game currency, to buy sounds, voices, 2D and 3D artwork, etc. And then, after gallery, you have options. And your option mode, you're going to have a couple options here. Your first option right here is your default settings for matches. Like, this is your round, this is your time, and this is your computer difficulty. Easy, normal, hard. Easy, normal, hard. Very hard. There we go. Yeah, easy, normal, hard, very hard. So, yeah. This is pretty much your character difficulty here. You press circle to escape and you press X to confirm, by the way, for the Hong Kong version. I don't know how the Japanese version works. This is your character, not your character, your control scheme. This is how you set up your controls, which I'll get to in a minute. That's the second option. Your third option right here, this is going to be your sound. Now, I have the sound set to this because I don't want to rape anybody's ears in the stream, but the way I have the BGM set, I have it 2 bars before the maximum. For the SE, I have it 3 bars before the maximum. And then for the voice, I have it at max. This is if you want to hear the characters' voices and whatnot. I also turn down the BGM whenever I use custom music in my combo videos and etc. But there, you could adjust these to your preferences and whatnot. That's your sound settings and shit. The next option right here, this option's actually your character information. Now, if you notice when you first open the game, you have like these fucking window boxes that show up, right? I'll show you. Like when I go to the fucking main menu right here, it's gonna come up with this annoying ass window that I don't want to read. Like, look at this. I don't understand this shit. And this is for everything that you go to. Do you really want to see this every time? No. It pretty much explains the options for you. Like, it should be included in the instruction manual, but they also include it in the game to be helpful. But if you're Western, you can't read any of that. So, the fourth option lets you configure shit in terms of dialogue and shit. So this is, I believe, your character. This is your help shit, which is on the bottom. This is the windows. that pop up that are very annoying at the start of the game. And I don't know what that option is. I believe that's the control scheme for the bottom. The arrow, the to be continued arrow. And then the last option is to return everything to default, obviously. Now, that should be all the options right there except campaign mode. I'm going to again explain campaign mode last. Now, practice mode. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to pick a character. Now, I'm going to teach you guys how to play this game. So, you have a shit ton of characters here. What do I pick? How do I fucking play this game? What do I do? Okay, so I'm going to tell you right now what characters have what styles. The way this game is played is you have your light, medium, heavy buttons, and then you have your S button. On my stick, I have it binded to, if you guys can see it here, I have, let's see here if I could adjust this properly. This is my stick. See my buttons here. Should be light, medium, heavy, this. Okay. No, light, medium, heavy, this. Yeah, there we go. So, you guys can see my stick and everything. If not, I'll shine some light. But, pretty much, I have my buttons binded to light, medium, heavy, and then this is my G button, which I'll explain in a minute. Then this is my S button. Then this is my throw button, and this is my I believe this is my sidestep button. There we go. And then this one is my throw button. But let me get a close-up view of this. That's my, yeah, that's the screen itself. I should have one for it. I don't? Alright. Well, let's do that. USB. There we go. So let's show you guys this shit right here. So you can see my stick here. It's my arcade stick here. Pretty much I have it binded to this. Let me move this. So yeah, I don't need the flashlight. Okay. So I have my light button, my medium button, my heavy button, my S button. Then I have my light, medium, heavy S, and then I have my, damn, I keep forgetting this shit. Believe this is my fucking, damn, I need to fucking go in game. Shit. Oh my god, fraud. Light, medium, heavy S. Fucking G button, which is the great heart meter. This is my throw. This is my taunt. This is my, fuck this, yo, I'm just about to go into the fucking game and show you this shit. So, I'm gonna pick Jojo, and I'm gonna fucking go in. So, your name on it and everything, I know, right? So, we're gonna pick Jojo here just to fucking start out, and I'll show you guys in a minute the buttons here. Oh, man. Damn. I thought I'd be able to explain my controls, but the way I have them binded is pretty different. I have it Blaze Blue style. Sorry guys, I screw up. Come on guys, come on. Okay, so your light, let me do this right now so we don't have any confusion. Okay, alright. So you have your light button, you have your medium button, you have your heavy button, you have your S button, which is your stand-on button for me right now. Then you have your sidestep button. And then you have your grab button. You have your great heart button. And then you have your taunt button. Okay. So, of course you're not going to remember buttons because these aren't the binded buttons for you. You're going to have default buttons. But, those are the buttons that I use if you need help in setting that shit up. But I'll go over controls a bit more when we're actually playing. So let me switch to my camera 1. My bad. Anyway, my topic right here is this. Every character in here has their own unique shit with the S button. The S button is the button that is called the style button. Now, you have your part 1 characters here and part 2 characters here. They all know something. called Haman. That's the S button for them. They all know Haman. Like these characters here, this character right here. This character knows Haman, but he also has another input for his stand because he's a Part 3 character. And then after that, you have your vampire characters. Now, the stone pillar mask shit that they have for them, that specifies that they recover health. They have red life or whatever, or silver life as it's shown there. And they also drain health with their S button. Their S button drains health, or have other properties. Like Wham, he could do his fucking wind shit. AC/DC has some other shit with his tentacles or some shit. Dio is his drain, along with Vampire Dio. That's his drain as well. And then I believe Cars is something with his blades. But these have different S's. They're just vampire shit that drain meter or HH, which is your heart heat meter. Then you have your Part 3 characters. Your Part 3 characters right here, this includes Dio as well, and Old Joseph. Your Part 3 characters and onward all use stands. They all use stands. Now, the thing is about these characters is that these Part 3 to Part 6 characters, they all use stands, but they do not have one thing that the Haman characters have, and that's the ability to gain meter, or to protect themselves, or to have EX moves. The stand users do not have EX moves. They don't. If they did, they'd be cheap as fuck. The Haman people, they have EX moves and can charge meter and can create barriers. These guys, they body you, as you can see by Jojo here. And Part 7 characters, because they're so fucking cool and shit, because Part 7 was the best, they all use horses. Their S button is their horses. Yeah, their S buttons are their horses. Except for this guy. This guy uses a stand. So, yeah. Now, let's see here. The only character with an exception of, if you press this character's stand button 3 times, he brings up more copies of his stand. You have to press the stand button 4 times to deactivate his stand, I believe. Or you need to actually use his stand to use it. I've never played Fatty, so I wouldn't know. But, yeah. That's pretty much the whole style breakdown. I'll go over more in depth on it in terms of, you know, how they actually fundamentally work. So I guess we'll start with Part 1 first. So I'll pick Jonathan Joestar. This also works in rudimentary to everybody else who's Part 1 and Part 2. So we'll just pick that. And we'll pick Vampire Dio just for classic shit. Now, this is your stage select. Now, the one thing that Namco Bandai has been doing lately is that they have the this triangle button right here. You can switch your BGM. You could have your 1-player BGM, your 2-player BGM, your soundtrack. You select one thing from your one soundtrack to repeat. This is what I had used before. You select one thing from your soundtrack, or you can select that and it'll play the entire soundtrack. But for just sake and measure, I'm just going to pick a BGM because it doesn't matter because BGM is off. But yeah, square button is your stage hazard if you want it on and off. I'm going to turn it off just for the sake. Actually, no, I'll turn it on. There we go. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do when you play this game is you're going to want to figure out your controls, right? If you're playing on pad, I don't know how I can help you. I can actually bring up controls to help you guys, if anything. But for stick, let's go to your control settings. Actually, let's go on the menu here. So your first option right here, this is your command list. This is how you learn your character. If you press R1 and L1, it'll switch to your throw, your HHA, which is your level 1, your GHA, which is your level 2, and then it'll show you your specific styles and or your command normals. Now, your second option here, this is if you want to reset the stage. This won't be here when you go to an actual fight. This option right here is your command shit. Now, I'm gonna let you know this right now. Each of these have a certain thing. The way I have it set up for mine is square is my light button, triangle is my medium button, my circle button is my heavy button, my X button is my S button. Right? My X button is my S button. My this should be like your default controls. Square is light, triangle is heavy, not heavy, medium, circle should be heavy, X should be stand, and your R1 button should be evade. If it's the Hong Kong version, I know it's X and R1 are swapped, I believe. Your X button is your sidestep and your R1 is your stand. And then your R2 could be your, you know, your G button or whatever. These are your extra controls or bindings. The way I have my shit set up is square is your light button, triangle is your medium, triangle is your medium button, R1 is your heavy button, circle is your sidestep button, X is your style button, R2 is your throw button. No, yeah, R2 is your throw button, and L1 is your GHA, and L2 is your taunt. Now, taunt is very important in this game. The reason why taunt is very great because if you knock somebody down, you can steal their meter, and you can fucking taunt them or whatever. But pretty much, I'll just go through everything. Your backdash. If you want to wave dash and be cool, you just mash forward, and you can wave dash. There's your crouch. There's your jump. There's your style button. Your style button varies on your character. So as you can see, this character, he has them on, so he does these different poses and he gains meter and shit. Like, I'll show you this right now in the fifth option. No, not the fifth option. The fourth option. There we go. Your fourth option, this is what your computer setting is on. This is your, I believe, your, this is your data for if you want to see if a move does a high, medium, or low. This is your actual data. I think those are actually swapped. My bad. Yeah. This option right here messes with your attack damage data. This is your hit shit. If you want to see shit if it's high, medium, or low. This I believe is block after every dropped. I believe block after every second hit. So like I'm trying to show that. This one, I believe, doesn't block. That. Oh no, these are text. My bad. Trying to see this shit here. Like this one was the one thing I didn't really mess with. I think this one is for block, like if you knock them down or something. But I know it's something to deal with blocking. This one. I think this one right here is where is it right here? This one I believe because I never used this part of training mode right here, but I know that this one is your computer setting, this one is your attack damage, this one is your high, medium, and low display, this one is blocking. I know this one is blocking because after 2 hits it's supposed to make the computer block, but I don't know why it's not doing that. This one I actually don't have any idea about. Like, I don't have any idea about this one. I know the options after that, though. This is your meter. This is actually in English for you, which is recover, it'll keep it at max, infinite, or normal. Turn that off. This one, I believe, is... this one is another thing. Oh, this is recovery damage. This is whether or not you want them to recover or not. My bad. Oh no, it was the other option. I'm stupid. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, guys. I am not a good guide. This one is if you want them to have recoverable health or not. I'm so stupid, guys. I'm sorry. I am so sorry, guys. And then the last one is obviously your input display. This is your input display. There you go. Alright, my bad. We're learning new shit. We're learning new shit because I never mess with my options for training mode sometimes. So it's good to know. But I know this one is definitely for if characters are blocking. I know that. I don't know why he's not blocking or not, but it's okay. And yeah, those are all your options right here. I'm gonna keep input data on just for the sake of it. So again, this is your wave dash, this is your back dash, this is your crouch, this is your style, this is your S button, this is your light button. If you mash your light button, you get an auto combo that goes into a super. Your medium button. Can't mash that, but it's your medium button. Heavy button. If you have it binded, this is your sidestep button. I think this is actually the only button you can press to sidestep. If you have it binded, this is your throw button. That's your taunt button. Some characters have different things that they can do with their taunt. And that's your GHA button. That's if you have it binded. Now, you don't always need to have your GHA button binded. But you can also do it. You can also do your GHAs and your HHAs without the necessary need of this. That right there, I just did cortical forward and 2 buttons. Doesn't have to be light and heavy, it could be any 2 buttons. For your GHA, it's all 3 and the same motion. So it's like a Hadoken motion. It's like a Hadoken motion and 2 buttons or 3 buttons. And again, this is your style button. And depending on your character, he'll have different moves that he will do when you press certain directions with each button. Now, the next thing you'll have also is your putt stun cancels. When you do a certain combo, this is also known as your rapid cancels. I'll show you right now. Like, say for instance I just do a random combo like this. What I did there, that was a rapid cancel. But of course, you know, I'm not going to deal that much damage because there's so much hit stun. Not hit stun, damage decay. Like, you do putt stun with all 3 buttons. Your putt stun does a rapid cancel, your character does like some unique ass pose, and you get to go into whatever move you can. Think of it like an X factor in this game. Like, this game's control scheme, if you set up on arcade stick, it's exactly like Marvel. You can set it up to be the same way if you want it to. Now I'm going to show you guys the next type of characters, which are stand characters. Stand characters don't use Haman unless you're Old Joseph and can use both. And I haven't touched Old Joseph since he came out yet. But other than Old Joseph, you can only have a stand if you're part 3. Let's go to another stage. I'm sorry if this guide is a little bit funky too, because I don't use some of the stuff that's necessary, like on block and whatnot. Sometimes I will, only when I'm testing shit like pressure, but for the most part I don't usually necessarily use it. Just because I usually practice combos and then do mix-ups afterwards. And I don't really mess with the recoverable health either, because that should be an option that's already at default for you guys. But yeah, I'm sorry about messing up that shit before. But the main reason I'm showing you guys this is that now you have a different character. He uses stands. You guys all know Jojo Kujo, right? You all know Star Platinum, right? Welcome to part 3, folks. Welcome to part 3. Here you have your stand, and with your stand, you have your own normals. Jojo Kujo's stand normals are okay, but they're not as great as his regular combos, which is his, you know, his regular normals right here. So, yeah. Every character, by the way, will have a wave dash, so don't worry. It's just that their dash speed will always be different. But, yeah. It's your stand right here. Now, I'm going to show you guys something called a stand rush. What a stand rush is that every character that has a stand has the ability to do a stand rush only if they do a specific move. For example, for Jotaro, his stand rush is actually Star Finger. The reason why is because that Star Finger is an unblockable. You can set up shit, as you can see there. So, because of that, the designers of this game were like, alright, he needs something to stand rush out of. This is also known as, Tandem Stream from the Capcom game. If you've done it, only it's a nerfed version of it where you don't have your stand going out and beating the shit out of it while you're doing that shit. But pretty much the stand rush, it pays, and let me just do that now in the options. Put that at max. Your stand rush will pay 25 meter. Well, not 25 meter, but a little bit under 25 meter. And you can do whatever you want from there. Because of that, that replaces the EXs that stand users would have had. Instead of having an EX move, you have your stand rushes. This is where you're able to mix your normals with your fucking stand special move. So, yeah. Let me just build a little bit more meter here to show you guys what a putt stun cancel is again. Now, putt stun cancels, you can't just do them willy-nilly. They, of course, pay 1 bar. And let me just show you a combo that I know with Jojo here that uses putt stun cancels. That's without a combo, like a GHA ender or a HHA ender. So putt stun combos are really damaging, but of course, they'd be really broken if you didn't have to pay that much meter. So you have to be wise with your meter, but you gain a lot of meter in this game. You gain a lot of meter in this game, surprisingly, and you don't do that much damage for it. Moving right along to the next type of characters we have. The next type of characters that we have are horse characters, right here. These are your horse characters. There's only 2 people that ride on horses right here. I'm gonna show you Gyros, because Gyros is fucking amazing. Yo, this president takes mad long to say his shit. Fucking USA. So horse characters, their stand button is replaced with a horse. Their horse is their stand. Pretty much with their horse, they are able to do different normals using the horse. And horses are OP in this game. Don't sleep on horses. I don't know any combos with Gyro, but I know his horse is fucking crazy. That's your wave dash right there. That move right there is fucking stupid. This fucking Shoryuken movement right here. Look at that light. That medium right there. Like, this is your crouching light. Your crouching light is fucking amazing. It's your medium, it's your heavy with your horse. You just fucking spam shit. Now, one thing I need to go over is your overheads and your high, medium, and lows. Like, you're fucking high because you're on a fucking horse. That's your low. And your overheads are always your heavies. By the way, this character's heavy is ass. Character's heavy is hella ass. You can't do it on the initial jump. You have to do it right there. But yeah, your S button is your horse. Now Johnny, he has a stand. Johnny has a stand, but that stand only works in Axe, and it will only come out for special moves. So you don't have to worry about that. Now with horse characters and all Part 6 characters, they have these things called corpse parts. And if you crouch, you pick up a corpse part. And these modify what characters have an ability when you get all 3 of them. And, this is, another thing that characters have that are from Part 6. Now, with all 3 of them, it changes the way your balls work. I don't exactly know how to play with Gyro, but they changed the way how your balls work and everything, your fucking steel balls or whatever. They also let you get access to your GHAs, which is your level 2s. Here's your manga reference right here. So, yeah, they give you your GHAs as well. Your corpse parts are really important when you play as your horse characters. Your horse like, pretty much with horse characters and with Mr. USA over here, those characters need those corpse parts. they need them so that way they become better characters. But you don't necessarily need them to play them, because you can also, you know, just play regularly. But to get access to those strong GHAs, you need to collect your corpse parts. So yeah. Also, another thing, horse characters cannot throw unless they're off their horse. So, just another thing that you need to know. And you can taunt on your horse and off your horse, like... Oh, I pressed the wrong button, but you could taunt on your... You could taunt on your horse and off your horse. You can also do it off your horse too, like... They don't have different taunts, but... You get the idea. They can taunt on their horse and off their horse. But anyway... And as you can see, his wave dash is different as opposed to his horse. But anyway, that's your horse characters right there. Now, the next thing we're going to go over is your rage, your awakening. This is when your health is like 35%. Like, when it's like low and shit. So, I'm going to go ahead and go over the first one, which is your regular rage. Your regular rage is when your health is, I believe, 35% or lower. I'm not sure. I gotta check. But, let's go ahead and pick OP guy over here. And then we're gonna pick one of these Part 5 characters. Now, the thing is, because this motherfucker who made this game loved the shit out of Part 5, Part 5 characters have awakening, except for Diavolo. Except for Diavolo, every Part 5 character has a golden awakening known as Resolve. With Giorno, he can get his awakening when he transforms into Gold Experience Requiem. Now, I'll explain transformations too as well, so let me just get this guy over here. So I'll explain everything in one go right here. Here we go, Part 5. Let me get my PS3 controller, so that way I have a player 2 to do this with. Give this some time to load. Alright, let me turn on my PlayStation 3 controller, yeah. So, we go start. This should be already activated. And Giorno's wave dash is actually pretty godlike, considering what I just saw. Like, his wave dash is pretty godlike. Like, everybody's wave dash in this game is pretty godlike, but Giorno's seems to be really fucking good for some odd-ass reason. But anyway, let me turn off regenerating health. Now that we know the option. No, that was your fucking shit right there. This is your regenerating health. Now, if I beat the shit out of Giorno, like, let me do that right now. Damn it. I picked the wrong option. Fuck! That was another combo I knew it fucking... Jojo. But I picked the wrong fucking option again. God damn it. It's this one right here. It's gotta be. No, it's not. Fuck. I'm a fraud again. Yeah, we just went over that option too, right? Anyway, we'll figure it out. I know I had it on. What the fuck? Oh, don't worry. We're learning. We're fucking learning. That's your damage. We're gonna fucking learn the controls right now. I know that option we just went over was for fucking... Ugh. Wow. Recoverable health. God damn it. Twitch chat, help me. Help me. Apparently we have a problem here, and it's still regenerating health. Oh, God. He's still regenerating health. That's your fucking shit right there. This should be your fucking high, medium, low shit. Yeah. There we go. No, it's not. Fuck me. Probably had the option already. Did the whole chat like leave under boredom? The whole chat like leave under boredom. That's input. Guide failed again. God fucking damn it. I know I had it, like, I had the recovery and now it's not there, like, I know it was this fucking option right here for recovery, health, or not. That or you can't adjust recovery, because I know for a fact that we had it last time. Damn. Okay. So I guess I have to go into versus mode or some shit, because I know for a fact that we had figured out whether or not you had recoverable health for training mode. That's pretty fucking weird. It's pretty weird. That's pretty fucking weird. Don't worry, we're learning very soon. Very soon we'll learn everything about training mode. Because if we fucked up here. We fucked up here on training mode. Okay. So, apparently, no matter what, the opponent, you're going to have to recover health. So, I'm going to have to go over Rage in, actual fucking versus mode. And somebody's gonna be like, oh, but you went over the option of recoverable health. And it's like, well, I didn't. Because it wasn't there, and I gave you guys the wrong information about that. It was my fault. That was my fault. But anyway, we're gonna get through this, don't worry. That was my phone right there. Welcome to Real Man's World. Don't worry, I'm just doing this by myself to make an example. Tell me your secrets, training mode. Oh man, that shit sucked. Like, we picked the right option for fucking recoverable health, and it's not recoverable health. That was probably the one. Training mode is probably going to be the one thing that I probably can't explain, because I didn't go over all the options for training mode other than input history, high, medium, low, and fucking auto block, and the input display. But I'm going to show you guys what happens when I beat the shit out of a character and they're at 35% health. Alright. Come on. Come on. There we go. When you're at that much health left, when you're Giorno or any Part 5 hero character, other than, well, of course with Barakti too, because Barakti is like the Dark Phoenix of this game. But anyway, when you have that much amount of health left, and your bar is glowing golden, because you're fucking Part 5, so you're fucking golden resolve and shit, all of your special moves have full armor. So, let me make him do his... Fuck. Damn it. Like that, the startup time for it has full armor. So I'm gonna see if I could have him. Damn it! But you saw that? All the moves that he does are full armor. Like there are blue sparks whenever I try to hit him. See? He doesn't get hit. He will continue punching the shit out of me no matter what I do to him. So like, let's see here. Fuck. I'm trying to get this shit to do it, but let me see if I do this. But yeah, if you can see it right there, he's not getting hit out of his special. Now that right there, that what just happened right there is a stage hazard. Stage hazards are, you know, special for each stage, and if you get a knockdown on a character, what will happen is that the stage hazard will initiate, and then pretty much it's like, alright, you gotta move out the way of the fucking stage hazard or you're gonna get hit with a bunch of damage that's unblockable. I'll let this round pass off and then I'll explain the other rage mode, the one that should be common. Yeah, I dodged. Wow, alright, maybe I didn't. My bad. Also, if you press X at the right time, which is your sidestep button, you can tech any knockdown. Now, I'm going to beat the shit out of Jotaro, and I'm going to show you guys what happens when a regular character that's not a Part 5 character, because we're addicted off of Part 5 characters, gets to 35%. So I probably can't do this because... Let me switch this shit to player 2. It's probably going to be different controls too, so let me not. That's nice. Aw, fucked it up. But yeah, now he's enraged. When a character's enraged and they are at that much health, what will happen? All their fucking moves are gonna deal more fucking damage, and they gain more heart heat meter. Look at that damage right there. That didn't even involve a super. So when a character's at that much health left, you gotta be careful. You don't want to fuck around. This is like X Factor on crack. So I'm gonna just beat the shit out of Giorno, and then I'm gonna kill him with that. Whoops. Didn't have my stand on. Oh, I'll let you stand right there so you can get hit. There. Oh, that album right there, that Roselli had posted, that is actually also a translation for all the menus in there. I was gonna get to that as the last thing, for those of you guys who are still a bit confused. And I know this guide is not, you know, doing justice, and it's my fault, but, you know, pretty much, I just went over the rages for you. I'm gonna see if I can go over transformations now. Because there are two types of GHAs in this game, and certain characters have certain GHAs that are different. And if you guys haven't seen already, Jotaro is a really basic character that deals a lot of damage for no reason. But alright, I have 2 bars now. The setup for Giorno to get into his gold experience is actually needed of 3 bars, but of course I don't want to die in order to get that, so I have to beat the shit out of Jotaro for that. Okay, so I have max meter now, right? So I'm gonna do my HHA. This is gonna knock him all the way across the screen. Whoops. And then I'll just do fucking gold experience Requiem. Pretty much, if that was done right, they should be infused with life, so they can't like go over here and hit you. But a transformation super like this, you need to give it time for it to happen. And once this happens, you pretty much get like this OP mode with Giorno, or you get some other shit like Pookie with Made in Heaven. Transformation modes, they will run the timer. Now, let me see something here. Oh damn, I didn't want to do that. Let me see something here. Oh, that's pretty neat. That stops fucking Gold Experience Requiem. But pretty much what I did was the world. The world also uses meter. When you see that certain moves like transformations and time freezes use meter like that, it becomes a timer. So just to make sure you guys know that. But yeah, that's how rages work. But yeah, those are pretty much the basics of the game. I'll probably go over them one more time in a much cleaner detail. Let me go into practice mode one more time and just re-evaluate this shit again. I'll probably also go over the rages too again, but cleaner. I'll probably go over like the whole game mechanic shit too. It's not gonna take that long. So pretty much you got your backs, your forward, your jump, your crouch, your stand. Turn your stand on and off. Your light, your air light, your air medium, your heavy, your crouch light, your medium, your heavy, your auto combo, which will go into super if you keep mashing, your command normals, which is varied for every character, your special moves, which are all usually Hadoken or Shoryuken movements. Then you have your stand normals if you're a stand user. You have your stand rushes. Like, let me do that right again. Whoops. Did it wrong. Your putt stun cancel. Which, of course, I'm not doing it right because I'm fucking them up today, but it's okay. But pretty much your putt stun cancels, which will let you cancel into anything. And then after that, that's pretty much it. You also have your taunts. Just going over everything one more time. You have your throws, and you have your side step. Now, another thing that I think I didn't actually explain was instant block. Now, that meter that's below the character health bar is the instant block meter. Well, not the instant block meter, but the guard meter. Every time I guard, I'm losing a little bit of meter. And as you can tell, I believe as you can tell, let me hold back and do this. Your guard meter will actually, I believe, recover over time. But if you're going to keep getting hit, it's going to keep decreasing. Like, I'm trying to do that. There we go. As you can see, that's some chip damage off of that. But the other thing that will take it down is instant blocks. Like, let me do it. Your character is going to pose, and he's going to dodge. But as you can see, my guard meter is going down drastically. And in order to IB in this game, you have to do it at the right time. That's the fundamental of an instant block. And if I instant block at the right time, I can punish you. So you want to really learn how to instant block, but you want to be wary of it because you don't want to do it all the time. Because it will bring down your meter, and then the next time you want to instant block, you kind of can't because you don't have any meter. So You gotta wait for that meter to go back up before you can actually get to instant block again. And of course, in order to instant block properly, if the hit is coming from a low direction, you want to instant block down back. If it's coming from a high direction, let me wait for that guard bar. If it's coming from a high direction, you want to block back. So it's either down back or back. Think of it like Street Fighter 3. If you're gonna attack, only you do it backwards. But yeah, that's instant block. That's pretty much all the game mechanics right there. I'll probably go over some more shit later, probably in separate videos on YouTube or something, but that's pretty much everything so far that I can think of. The S button, again, for the vampire characters, I guess I'll go over that too. Everybody has different S buttons, and everybody also has different taunts that will happen as well, like counter taunts and shit, but that's for specific characters. Just like the vampire characters, I don't want to go over all of them because they all have specific S styles to them. Like again with Wham and his air, and with the Dios and their different draining. So like with this, I could do like, let me do that right. See, if I mash his S, it does nothing. But I have to do a directional input to actually do the drain meter. The other Dio actually also does drain, but he, instead of draining meter, he also does health meter. Let me just do a stupid combo before I exit out of here. Whoops. Yeah, this character's dumb broke. But, yeah. He can drain meter with his S style button and Hadouken forward S. If you do Hadouken forward S, he can drain meter with his style button. All the vampire characters have different style buttons. I just want to point that out. That's why I don't want to go over all of them. But yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of the game itself. I probably did a choppy job about that. I may go over it one more time a little bit later in a different stream. But for right now, because we're running a lot out of time, so we're running a lot on time here. I'm gonna do the last part of this kind of tutorial shit. Now, the last part is campaign mode. Now, campaign mode is actually really fucking difficult to fucking understand because of the language barrier. But it's pretty easy when you start playing it multiple times. This is the reason why you downloaded the campaign patch 3. You wouldn't be able to go past this screen without the campaign patch. Because how are you going to do campaign mode without a campaign patch? Now, if you've been playing campaign mode a lot like I have, you'll notice that you have these, like, different users that also play this. Think of it like the Super Street Fighter 4 3DS version, where they had the fucking action figures fighting against one another. Think of it like that. You get rewards when your avatar wins. Like the player avatar that I showed you, those things kind of like fight while the system is off. So it's kind of weird. It also fights while the system is on too, and you leave the internet on. But pretty much you pick one that won, and you usually get character points, or you get character points and a present, and that present also gives you a player card as well. So you know you want to be on the lookout for that as well. Now, there are 4 options here. The first option is obviously going into campaign mode. The second option is your I believe your drag down menu, so you can select your characters and it'll show you what shit that you've unlocked for them. So this is the same menu from the customize screen, only this time it shows you all the shit that you've unlocked through campaign mode. It's kind of like a bigger checklist. The third option right here is the leaderboard, which you'll never use because who looks at leaderboards anyway. And the last one is PSN. Now, do not click this option if you are using a US PSN account. If you are using a US PSN account, if you try to enter into there, I'll show you right now, it won't work because you're using a US PSN. Why are you using a US PSN? I can't load. It's pretty much saying I can't load the PSN for Asia or Japan because I'm not being directed there. I'm being directed to a US PSN account, and it's not gonna work. So you need to log out of your PSN account for US and log into either Hong Kong or Japan, and it will send you there. Now, we're gonna go into the meat of campaign mode. As you see there, I have my battery there. Let me just click that there. So now I have full battery. So pretty much when you start campaign mode, you get 7 bars, I believe. But for me, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 bars. I believe you get those bars with each campaign mode that you download. Now, I don't know if this is true. Maybe you also get it from the amount of hours you spend playing campaign mode. But either or, you get more battery life by playing campaign and downloading campaigns. Now, I have campaign 1 and 2 because I downloaded them at the release of the game. But the one that you guys will probably have right now is campaign 3. Now, going into it, with campaign 1, 2, and 3, I'm going to just click on any one. So we're going to assume that since we're starting, we have campaign 3. There's going to be 2 options once we pick our campaign. The first one is search for a boss. You pay 1 battery to search for a boss. Or you have the second option, which is view the boss list. This will show you every boss that's in that campaign, as well as a checklist, a mini checklist of all the shit that you can unlock for each boss. Now, note that every boss here will not show you pictures and shit of what you can unlock. But an easy way that I use to look at it, you look at the character name, and then you look at SP. If SP is not there, then it's either a color, a pose, a taunt, or a saying. No, I think it's SP is your costume, then there's a color, and then there's a taunt, and then there's a saying or automatopoeia. Pretty much, those are the 4 things I believe you could get from each of these bosses. And on the right of these, they also have medals, or the numbers that you see there. The numbers that you see on the right are medals. Each time you defeat a boss, you get 1 medal. Most of the SP shit and most of the sayings and shit are only 1 medal. But the colors, the taunts, those are like, you know, you need 15 medals for them. But it's not to say that you need 15 medals to acquire them. No. Every time you get a medal, you get a saying or a manga quote. And they will actually say it. Like, you know how Jonathan Joestar says, "Nani wo sunda yurusanai." You know, he'll say that. But he could also say something different as well. Like, he could say another saying if he wants to. There's another one, you know, there's also ones where Jojo will be like, "Yare yare daze," or "Do you understand?" Like, he'll have those type of manga sayings as well. It depends on how much you play campaign mode and how many medals you get for each of those things to be unlocked. Now, you notice how each of these bosses have their own HP, right? Why do they have like all these incomplete HPs on my end, and why the fuck are they like this? That's because aside from their original HP that they're given when you fight them, after you beat them, they have a global HP. What that means is you can spend a certain amount of battery life to take off a certain amount of boss life. When that boss life hits 0, you get, you know, a whole bunch of content from that boss. Or you can do it one at a time and hope to get something that's called an assist. Now I'm just going to run through campaign mode, so I'll explain everything step by step to you guys. If anybody's still there, just let me know, because I gotta make sure the stream is still running okay. But I'm going to go ahead and pay a bar and show you guys how campaign mode runs. I'm going to go to campaign 2 because there is a costume that I want to get for Jotaro from Josuke. Because Josuke has a costume that Jotaro has. And the way that I know this is because for Josuke right here, as you can see, the kanji that I know that I remember for Jotaro, Kujo, is the one that's actually below Josuke's, which is seen there. Like Josuke has his outfit, I believe, B. That or it's something else, but I know below that is the special outfit for Jotaro. That is the one that I want. But in order to do that, I have to fight the boss. Now, going into here, I got lucky. I got very lucky. This right here is the Egyptian informant, or whatever the hell he's called, Egyptian spy or whatever. Every assist sometimes have a cost. The Egyptian informant, luckily, if I pay 2 bars, I can select any boss that I want to fight. Usually this doesn't happen. Usually when you go through campaign mode, you do not get a chance to select the boss that you want to fight. Instead, you have to fight AIs. AIs are pretty much computers that don't have a health bar, but they give you medals for the character that you're playing as. But see what I did here? I got the Egyptian informant assist, which lets me select any boss. Now, with bosses, you get 10 minutes to face that boss. If you can't beat them within that 10 minutes, they'll go away and you have to search for them again. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show you how the bosses work. Usually what I do is, I will wait until that little timer on the bottom. See how the kanji on the bottom of my battery bar says 4 in there? That's the amount of minutes that you have to wait in order to get that next bar refilled. Now, before, during campaign 1, we had to wait about 3 hours for that bar to like refill completely. But now it's like about, say, an hour to 2 hours. But there's a trick to make the battery bar recover faster. But for right now, I'm going to show you what this battery shit does. So you can minus the amount of batteries you have to take off an amount of health that a boss has. Depending on how much health that boss has is dependent on how much battery life you can use to get rid of it. If I had full battery life, I could get rid of probably half his health, if not more than half of his global HP. But I can't. So I can only get rid of that much. Now I got another assist. These assists happen usually after that. Stroheim here actually is an assist that has no cost to your battery. Because he's Broheim, you could just press X and he'll take off some of his health that he has in-game. That's his actual health that he has in the match. So it's supposed to make the battle easier for me. Now for the actual fight here, I'm going to show you guys right here that yes, play whoever you want. When you play against the boss, you can play as whoever you want. But when you play against an AI character, you cannot play against them with whoever you want because you need to get a medal for that character. I think you get 1 medal for the AI character and 1 medal for the character that you were playing as. I don't know, somebody can correct me if they want to. But pretty much right here, this is a campaign fight. Now if you notice, my menu has changed. You can quit. This is your settings right here for your sound settings and whatnot. And then this right here is your control setup. And then this is your command list. And then this is to exit. You don't want to do this in campaign mode. If you do this in campaign mode, you've pretty much wasted your battery life doing nothing. But pretty much as you can see, he lost a bit of health because Stroheim is a bro. But the one thing I want you guys to notice is that, look at the rounds. You only get 1 round. If you fuck up this round, you don't get a rematch. I want you guys to know that. And at most, the health that you'll take off of them is about 50. But pretty much I'm just going to beat the shit out of this guy now. And then you'll see what happens after. But let me do that now. Oh, whoops. Fucked up. Now you're at low health. I don't care if you're in range, because I'm still gonna body you. Ooh, doing a move that I taught you. That's cool. Ooh, instant block. We're smart. Ooh, we're so smart today. That's the second time you did it. But you didn't do it that time. I want to know if my frames are dropping, by the way, guys. I really need to know. But as you can see, I won. And he lost a lot of HP because I used pretty much all my battery life. But see, you get a whole bunch of medals. These medals actually unlock new shit for you from that boss battle. And if you want certain things from that character, you pretty much gotta pay a lot of battery. And then this score right here, this is your CS score. This is the for the leaderboards that you don't have to care about. That's not the in-game currency that you have. Now, usually if you're lucky, an assist character will pop up, like the chef, for example. I don't know his name, but he can give you a bar of health, you know, a bar of battery life back, etc. See, now, after every match, by the way, after every match, you will usually get a bar back, because there's a thing. Okay. During battles in campaign mode, the battery life does not go up like from 5 to 10 minutes. Like sometimes after you wait, if you wait on a screen like this for like 5 minutes, you're not gonna get anywhere. You're not gonna get any of the battery life fast enough, because by the time you get to like, I guess, your 4th or 5th battery life, it's like 30 minutes till your fucking battery life recharges again. And it's the same as if your console was off. But if you go to a boss battle here, right? Or if you go to any battle, actually, what you can do is you can pretty much pause the game. I'll explain it now. Oh, FF. This assist actually gives me an extra bar, so that's pretty nice. You can also use it to further damage the boss character if you want to, but I'm not going to use the battery life because I actually want to keep that 1 bar. But pretty much what I'm going to show you guys is this. I really need to know whether or not my stream is looking pretty good or not. I don't know if it's dropping frames. I'd really like to know. I'd really like to know. But pretty much this is what you do. You know, you play your fucking match, whatever you want, right? You just do whatever the fuck you want. The CPU right here. You know, you just do whatever you want to the CPU right here. Right? This is what I usually do when I play campaign mode, when I'm grinding it out. Oh, you got it. You got it. Ow. 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 You got it. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, nigga going in. Alright, see how it is. No. Oh, I fucked up. You got it. Alright. Usually around about here, I'm gonna grab him now. I'm gonna grab him probably now. I pause right here. The reason why I pause right here is because this is what I'm gonna do. I'm not going to do this on stream, of course, because I'd be wasting all of your guys' time, as I already have. But the strategy for campaign mode is this. You go to a boss, right? You find a boss. You use all your battery life on that boss. And then at the end, like right before you're about to kill him, or you could do it during the match, whenever you want. But I usually do it on the end, so that way when I pause, the character's already dead and I don't have to do the fight anymore. But pretty much... what I do is here, I will leave the game paused, and if I leave it for about an hour and come back to it, I'll have full battery life. The reason why is because it does not reset the time counter when you're in battle. When you're not in battle, it will always make the time counter go up. But when you're in battle, it doesn't reset it. It keeps it at like 5 minutes. So depending on how much battery you have, you can have like for me I have 10, so like 5 times 10 is 50, right? So about 50 to 60 minutes, if not more. I have 60 minutes, so it's probably an hour for me to wait on that battery to recharge, as opposed to 3 hours when I'm not paused in battle. But note, if your internet disconnects, it will if your internet disconnects, or if your system powers off, if you have a blackout or whatever, you will lose all the battery life and the opportunity to get more shit from that character. You will lose all of that, and then you'll have to fucking search for the boss again. So that's how you strategically do campaign mode. You pay all your battery life to a boss, and then you pause the game, and then they'll lose their health, and then after that you probably won't be able to face the boss again, but you'll have full battery life to go back and try to search for that boss again. Another thing you could do is you can pay 1 battery life each time and face that boss each time to make the 10 minutes worth it, so that way you can get your taunts and your manga sayings and your poses and whatnot. But you will not, it's very hard to get a costume out of doing that, because in order to get costumes and all the content easily in one go, you have to pay that battery life. So think of this like a very souped up super version of a Facebook game. That's pretty much how this is. I'm not going to keep it paused, of course, because I don't want to do that to you guys, so I'm going to unpause now. I wanted to pause so you guys could see what the fuck happened there, so. I really want to know how the stream is looking. But, yeah, that's pretty much how I have it set up for my campaign mode. And I got Josuke at half health for you guys, so I'm not gonna do all of this. But yeah, that's campaign mode. And if I go back, I probably unlocked new shit. Like, let me leave out of here. Cancel? If I leave out of here and I go back to customize, I probably unlocked new shit. So, like, let me go to customize. See, there's an exclamation point here, and that's for character shit. So, as you can see, I can scroll through here, and I'm gonna find that I unlocked something new for somebody. See, I unlocked a whole bunch of shit for Josuke. Just because I fought that boss. I unlocked a whole bunch of shit for Josuke. But yeah. That's how you do campaign mode. That's how you get all the costumes and stuff that other people have. Oh, I actually have more shit. Oh! If you also play against Josuke in campaign mode, you also get shit for Gappy. So, yeah. Just a food for thought. For anybody who's wondering. So yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle. I know it was a bit shaky here and there when it came to figuring out a lot of the controls for training mode. I'll have to get back on that. And some options I don't know well of, but I went over the main basic options that you guys should know in order to operate the game. So I mean, for the most part, it should be self-explanatory on how to operate the game. Now, this game right here, let me just switch my cameras now. Yeah, right here. This is the disc copy version. This is actually the Hong Kong version, if you could see it right here. It has the number 15 on it. This is the Hong Kong version. You can get this for $90 retail, but you can also get this 100 and something odd dollars if you want the Japanese version, but it doesn't matter because if you get the Hong Kong version, and I'm talking really fast, so I'm sorry because I'm trying to really break down for time here, but if you get the Hong Kong version, it's actually pretty cheaper, and the same goes for the digital version. I recommend that you guys get the Hong Kong version retail. That means buying it off of Play Asia, buying it off of any retail import store that has it, buying it off of eBay. I recommend buying it because that's the only way you're going to get this, which is the code for Yoshikage Kira. And of course, I'm not going to give you a code that wasn't used because, of course, to be honest with you, I already used the code as you saw. But yeah, and the instruction manual in here shows you that it's the Hong Kong version because right there is some characters for Hong Kong. If you see on the shit that's above Jotaro's head. So yeah, it's roughly around 440 Hong Kong dollars to buy this, which isn't that much in U.S. currency. Same as for the Japanese version, that's around like 80 to $90. So yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. I don't know if it came out really well or not, the stream. If it did, I'll probably do even more streams of this. I will probably have a combo video for Lisa sometime in the near future. So, be ready for that. And yeah, that was pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. And yeah, for those of you who want to get JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, here you go. So yeah, with that, Monarch out.